All right, what is up, YouTube, Facebook, and Rise Up TV? This is Sauerkraut from accessradio.ca. Today we have a little bit of a special treat. We are throwing Keith under the bus, is exactly what we are doing here today. So we have Keith here from Keith is on the Radio, and he is going to be interviewing Slant Six. So I'm going to put those guys on here too. So now you can see everybody here. Everybody say hi. There we go. Now, what I need you guys to do before we get started is if that subscribe button's red, turn it gray by hitting subscribe. Hit the bell notifications. That way, every time we put on a new video, you'll get informed of that too. Now, without further ado, we are going to throw Keith under the bus. Keith is on the Radio is now going to be Keith is on the TV. There you guys go. I am going to remove myself. You won't be able to hear me for the rest of the show, but see you guys later.
All right. Well, isn't that something? How you doing today, Sasha?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good, man. Good. Happy Saturday to you.
Hey, happy Saturday. Yes.
Yes. So wait a minute. I just got to get my bearings here. Oh, there you are. There you are. I see ya. How's things out there in Edmonton?
Pretty good. Good weather today. Good. Yeah. Can't ask for more than that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's gorgeous out here. That's right. And, well, I don't know. This is going to be a very laid back interview. Like I said, or like Sauerkraut has said, I've never done this before. You know, I've done a bunch of shows before, but it's a little bit different when, you know, you're kind of on the spot, on camera kind of thing. But,
yeah.
But I'm sure you're used to that, you know, playing in front of crowds and things like that. So, yes, Keith is on the TV. Hello, everybody. So, yeah, I guess just to get started, I was, you know, doing a bit of research on you guys. Heard you formed in like 2015. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought I was actually going to have you and one of your guitar players on today. I thought like Andrew or Nils or whatever would be here, but that's okay. Sasha, you and I will get along just fine.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's the weekend. The boys are gone, you know.
Right on.
It's a little, yeah.
Right on. So, well, I think I'll start things off by, you know, with you being a musician and all that. Like, what was your earliest memories, musical memories that you have? Like, did you grow up in a household that had a lot of music playing, you know, quite often?
Yes. Yeah. My dad's are, you know, into all kinds of music. So, I mean, I grew up listening to his stuff as first. So there was a lot of classical music, but what caught my attention was the Elvis and Emerson, Lake and Palmer and Pink Floyd, Santana. That's what my dad was into, really.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and my mom was into disco a lot and merengue, calypso, that kind of thing. And so, yeah, there was always music in the house. So
awesome. Yeah, I'm the same way, man. I grew up in a household. My earliest musical memories was back when we had an 8-track recorder and listening to Roy Orbison's greatest hits. Gotta love Roy, man. But you know, so what other kind of music are you into these days? Like, I mean, I know Slant Six is, you know, rocky blues or bluesy rock, however you want to,
right.
You know. Not that you can, you know, pigeonhole, you know, music, because you guys are awesome. I've listened to quite a few of your tracks, and, you know, Sweat Off My Brow is definitely one of my favorites. And
thank you.
Like, yeah, now, like you're driving your car down the road, your SUV, whatever. What are you pumping on the speakers?
What have I got on the speakers? I've got some. It's a mood thing for me, but you know,
yeah.
in the car, I've got some Aerosmith. I've got Wild T. I've got some ZZ Top. What else have I got in there? Ozzy.
Wow.
Motorhead.
Nice.
BB King.
Well, of course, yeah. BB's, you know.
Yeah.
But
Stevie Ray Vaughan. Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. I love Stevie. I myself, when I'm on my shows, I quite often say, like I'm the metal guy and all that, as you can see from the long hair and stuff. But man, I grew up listening to all the classics, and my folks were into disco and stuff. I'm a child of the '70s and early '80s and stuff. So I can totally, respect where you're coming from with, growing up with such an eclectic, different types of music.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing though too, right? I was exposed to classical a lot too, and when I started music lessons, it's really what I'm mostly concentrated on. It was all like learning classical and the basics, the roots, and that sort of thing. And when I got into, I was always into rock, like dad's music and stuff. But when I first started, getting my own records, like my first album, we were in a shopping mart there, grocery store.
Uh-huh.
And you know how they have the bubble gum there just at the till?
Yes.
And this store used to have the latest records sitting right there.
Oh, wow.
So, doing the pulling on mommy's dress and I want that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was for, I think, $3.99. There was the Ballad of Jimmy was sitting there.
Oh.
And I wanted that album. Something about it caught my eye, and I really wanted that album. And anyways, that was the first vinyl I got that wasn't classical music, the Ballad of Jimmy.
Okay.
And that was an album that his band put out after he died. So they were all recordings that he hadn't put out. So then I went out and got the rest of the collection. I've got just about every Hendrix that ever came out. But yeah, that was how I started getting into rock and roll, right?
Right on, man. Yeah, a huge fan of Jimmy here too. Like, my brother, I was lucky to grow up with an older brother who's pretty damn cool and still is cool. Hi, Tim, if you're listening. Yeah, he's about 9 years older than I am, and I remember being 7 years old and listening to Pink Floyd's The Wall with him, and Hendrix and Sabbath and all the classics. Yeah, man. And, when I was 7, it would have been like in the early 80s. So you had like, the new wave and the, Duran Durans, the Michael Jacksons. And again, all great music in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah.
But it's always nice being exposed to all the different genres out there, and not just kind of, well, I'm just a rock and roll guy and that's all I want to listen to,
Yeah. But it's funny in those days, though, you kind of had to pretend you were, if you didn't want to get beat up. It's like,
yeah, exactly.
Right. So if you were listening to something that the whole group wasn't listening to, you just kind of had to keep that to yourself,
Yeah, that's right. No, I don't listen to Michael Jackson.
No, I do not. Yeah, I mean, I had Simon and Garfunkel at home, really. Stuff like that. I was listening to that too, right?
Yeah, Sauerkraut's a big fan of Bridge Over Troubled Waters. That's his favorite song.
Well, I like Simon and Garfunkel, but in my group it was Priest and Maiden and AC/DC and stuff like that. So you didn't really mention Simon and Garfunkel. So
exactly, that's right. One thing I did want to mention here, Sasha, is that you guys, Slant Six, you have a brand new single. Is that correct? Falling Off.
That's right. Yeah. We just put that out. I don't know, a couple of weeks now, maybe.
Right on.
We're happy with it. We're happy with how it came out. So
very good. Now, like in this day and age, like I was in a band back in like 95, 96, and it was a death metal band, and when we wanted to record, we either had the option of like using a boombox, or maybe if we were rich, like we had a little 4-track recorder. We saved our pennies and went into the studio a few times. Nowadays, is it mostly recording like from a home studio? Is that how you guys work, or do you actually like rent studio time and go into the studio?
We've done both.
Yeah.
We've done both. Our last EP was all done in the studio with Phil Anderson. But this one here, we recorded, in our little makeshift studio
Nice.
And then, but we sent it out to Phil though for mixing.
Okay, right on. Yeah, make him do all the hard work.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But
Yeah.
you know, I'm a strong believer in getting as many set of ears as you can in a project anyway. So
right on.
You tend to get tunnel vision when you're listening to the same song over and over, trying to get this particular sound. And I think that you stop listening for what else is going on after a while. You know, you just get that fatigue. You know, I mean, you could listen to that song like 200-300 times before you're done with it, right? So it's nice to put it on fresh ears that they're hearing something else, and then when they send it back to you, like, oh, well, I hadn't thought of that, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely. And I know you guys do, like, you know, some fantastic original tunes, and I was curious personally, and I'm sure the fans are as well. Does Slant Six do any covers? Either have you recorded any? Do you just jam out on them when you're rehearsing, or have you done any at any gigs or anything?
We don't record any,
Okay.
but yeah, we have performed some. We've done Beer Drinkers by, you know, ZZ Top. We've covered that. Ace of Spades, Motorhead.
Nice.
And what else have we done? Boom Boom.
Out Go the Lights?
No. Boom 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 Boom. Bang,
Oh,
bang,
bang, bang, bang. Yes. There's that gravelly voice that I love so much.
Oh yeah, how.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, we do that. And what else have we covered? Not many. We don't do a whole lot of covers. Like, we're working on some stuff now. Like, we like to bring at least one or two at a show.
Yes.
But, you know, we concentrate more on our stuff, and then lately we've been writing a lot. So there's going to got about 4 or 5 tracks that you're ready to go to recording, and we get a few more on the way that we're working on. So we don't spend a lot of time on the covers, but you know, when we go do a show, then we will. And you know, we were thinking about perhaps recording something, but you know, you got to get into the proper channels, copyrights, all that fun stuff. Right?
Yes, so, absolutely. You don't want the lawyers knocking at your door saying, "Oh, where's our money?"
yeah, you got to set that up ahead of time. Yeah. And I know how. I know what the steps are and the procedures are and stuff. I haven't gotten around to it. But if I'm ever going to do that, it's going to be something that we can put our own twist to it, and the original artists are going to be happy with it. And I haven't really found that song that I'm going to do something like that with yet. So.
Yeah. The artist took the time to create and sculpt and mold that song into what it is today. So you want to do that song justice. You don't just want to do it half-assed.
Yeah, that's true. And a lot of the songs I do like, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, are on the Don't Touch It list. You know?
Right. Right.
So I wouldn't want to, touch it, I guess.
Exactly. Exactly. So I read that I guess it was your most recent gig was the 17th of July at the Rendezvous Pub.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. How'd that work out? Was it a good show?
It was great, actually. It went really good. It was packed.
Nice.
Yeah, it was full capacity. And there was 3 bands there.
Nice.
We had Red Sun Phenomenon and Revolution Engine with us.
Yeah, shout out to those guys.
It was really cool. It went really well. I think people just were really looking to get out after being locked up for so long. So
exactly.
I mean, it was a great time.
So was that your first gig, post-COVID? Well, not post-COVID, but like your first, gig in quite some time, or?
Yeah, it was the first one coming out of lockdown. Yeah.
Yeah, right on. Oh, that must have felt so good, man.
Yeah, I was. It was really fun. It was even almost strange, you know, like, ooh, stage people.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
get the butterflies at all, or were you just too pumped?
No, actually, I'm actually too relaxed, I guess. I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm just, yeah, no, I'd never get weirded out on stage, you know, like some people do. But
Well, that's good.
yeah, no, I just do my thing, right? But it was a lot of fun, though. Yeah, really.
That sounds awesome, man. Speaking of weird, what would you say your favorite Muppets character is?
Muppets. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I don't know, really. I like
Sorry.
I like Animal.
Animal, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Animal.
Yeah, I like him, and I don't know. I get the
Fuzzy.
Cookie Monster
Oh.
as a kid. Yeah, I liked him.
Cookie Monster, yes. Fozzie Bear's always a good one. You know, waka
Yeah.
waka waka.
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah.
Right
Yeah.
on, man. Sorry to throw you for a loop there. Here we are talking about music and stages.
Yeah.
And what's your favorite Muppet?
It's okay. It took me back for a while. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Now, so I since you guys have been together for what 6 years now,
Yeah.
I'm sure you've done lots of gigs and stuff like that. So, do you have any stories of what your funniest moment was in a gig? Like, you know, whether it was some sort of a disaster that turned into something funny, or you know, somebody in the crowd saying or doing something, like anything that pops right into your brain.
Wow. No, yeah, I mean, you know what? Just about all our shows have gone pretty well. Like,
Nice.
no crazy stories. We've had cords fall out of guitars and stuff, but you know, I think that's happened to everybody. The guy
Yes.
realizes that he's, you know, playing air guitar. Oh, shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah. You know, things like that. That has happened. You know, minor stuff, just for a few seconds.
Right on.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. We've had fights break out in front of the stage, but it was a girl fight. Yeah, that happened. Yeah. Well, there was a couple of girls flashing us, and I guess the one got mad at the other that was flashing.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was interesting because you know what? It was happening right out front.
Yeah.
At my feet. The stage was higher, so it was happening at my feet, and I was looking out into the stage, into the audience there, towards the back,
right.
And this all happened in front of me, and I had to be told about it. I totally missed it.
Oh no! Yeah, just too focused at the job at hand.
Yeah, and it was really strange because actually, like, my wife was on the side. And she saw all of this, right? And then she's telling me, and she wouldn't believe me. I said, what are you talking about? I didn't see any of this. She goes, yeah, right.
No, honey, I didn't see those breasts.
I didn't see them at all. And I actually didn't. You know.
Well, that's a shame.
Oh, well.
Well, if I ever make it out to Edmonton, I'll definitely flash you for Sasha.
All right.
Yeah, you won't believe what Keith will do for a Klondike bar or a beer.
Well, they got T-shirts, but
well, yeah, there you go. That's right. Yeah. So, what was the first concert you ever went to? Like, you know, as a teenager or maybe even younger? You know, like Sharon Lois and Bram or something.
When I grew up in Montreal,
mm-hmm.
there was a park nearby. And in the summer, on Fridays, they would run outside movies. They'd bring up the big screen.
Yes.
We'd all sit on the floor and then, you know, watch a movie. And that was on Fridays. And on Saturdays, they would bring musicians, bands and stuff, and I was never really allowed to go. The first time I was allowed to go,
mm-hmm.
I saw an artist whose name was Plume La Traverse.
Okay.
Yeah, and Plume was, it's a French performer. He's very bluesy.
Yes.
It's like hardcore blues, but his lyrics are the kinds that mom doesn't want you to listen to.
Aha.
So, yeah. So
Yeah.
that was a very exciting show.
I can imagine, like,
I knew very well I was listening to stuff I wasn't supposed to hear.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I was 12 years old and Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses came out, and my aunt was visiting from New Jersey and gave me a $20 bill, a $20 American bill, which I ran to the bank and got changed and ran out and bought the cassette of Appetite for Destruction. And I just remember showing it to my aunt all proud, and it says, parental advisory, explicit lyrics. Are you allowed to have this? She said. I said, oh, yeah. And kind of kept it hidden from the folks. But 12 years old, listening to, Out to Get Me and Mr. Brownstone and stuff that. Yeah. But right on, man. So
those warnings did great things for sales. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. You just had to have it then.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you tell your kids, oh, don't look at that Penthouse or Playboy magazine. Well, what are you going to do? You're immediately going to try to take it, or whatever. And right on. But so how long did you live in Montreal? Like, when did you move out west?
I was 14 when I first got out west.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you were still, fairly young and stuff. Yeah. And do you go back and visit Montreal? Like, do you have friends or family there that you go back and visit?
I've got, lots of cousins and friends. And I've gone back not nearly enough. I've gone 2-3 times maybe since then. Yeah. So, I'm planning to go back again, actually. Yeah.
I see Mellow Lee here is talking in the chat, and he's asking, so which one of you, or sorry, this might be a strange question, which of the two of you can do the best Krusty the Clown impersonation? And go, he says. Do you do any impressions or anything?
Not really, no. No, I'm not big on impressions. Okay. No, that was it earlier there.
Oh yes, that's right. hey kids.
Oh, there you go. That was good.
Yeah. I'm a bit of a musician, and I do a bit of talent impersonations and stuff. I've played guitar for a number of years, and I like to think I can sing, but I just do it for fun mostly. That kind of stuff. And so you're the main vocalist for Slant Six. Do you also like accompany the band, like, playing a bit of rhythm or, harmonica or anything like that? Do you play any other instruments on the side?
No need. Everybody's better than me. So
that's what I say.
I just sing. I've played instruments, throughout the life, but mostly, I just sing.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, I do know one thing. I know earlier in in our conversation, I was asking you about cover tunes and such. And the first time I heard Slant Six, all I had been told was that you're bluesy, you're rock and roll, kind of a nice mesh. And so I said, okay, cool. I'm into that kind of shit. So let's give it a spin. And the first thing I thought of when I heard you starting to sing was like, man, this guy has a distinctive, unique, bluesy voice. And going back to the cover tunes, would Slant Six ever consider doing a cover of like something by like What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong? Like, I feel like you could capture Louis's essence and kind of blues it up a bit, like make it a little bit more speedy, but not like super speedy.
Yeah.
Can I get some royalties if you do that?
Just kidding. Sure. I'll give you 100% of what we probably got.
yeah, that's right.
But I would consider doing that song. Actually, it's a cool song, and I can hear what you're hearing. Yeah, it'd be a cool song to do. It's a good vibe, you know. And we have played with that actually. So
really,
but that kind of sound, and just like for fun, just So
yeah,
we've done
absolutely.
things like that for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I remember. I mean, that's the whole point of being in a band, really. I mean, is, you know, you want to, you know, see the sights and, be, maybe remembered, in human history and stuff. But really being in a band is all about having fun. And, I remember when I was in a metal band, we used to do like little jazzy things and stuff, and, had the, I don't know. It's just a fun time. And, I envy you guys for being able to, get together. And do you guys rehearse quite a bit? Do you, just kind of hook up on Zoom and, jam out a little bit or anything like that?
We get together twice a week. So
Twice a week. Awesome.
yeah.
Right on. Now,
usually about 3-4 hours each time or something like that. Yeah.
Yes. So how does the Slant Six song get written now? Is it different all the time? Like, do like one of your guitar players come in with a couple of riffs, or do you come in with some lyrics and say, hey, I have a song that I want to sing like this, and you make an example, and then the guys say, okay, and then they start playing over it a little bit. How does the process work?
It's happened both ways. I think most of the songs in the beginning started out with me writing lyrics. And I would sing it a cappella or something, or just scratch something on my bass, just kind of give them an idea. I'd record that, send it out to them, and then they come back with the music for it. And we still do that, but as time progressed, the guys would come in with ideas. Hey, I was doing this lick the other day. What do you guys think? And start playing with it. Then I'll go off and write lyrics for it, and kind of put a structure to it, right? Okay,
right on.
This will be verses, this will be chorus, this blah, blah, blah. We've gone, both ways have happened for sure, yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, geez, holy mackerel. I'm just looking at the time. We're starting to almost run out of time here, Sasha. So, okay. Do you have any last words you'd like to tell the audience, whether it's something about your band, about, life in general? Do you have any words of wisdom from Sasha there?
I have no wisdom to share. I need somebody to share wisdom with me. But we've got... Well, check out Falling Off, and let us know what you think. It's available everywhere, and I'd like to see if you guys are going to spit it. That'd be great. Hey, Jay, and then if you're around, we probably going to be playing somewhere in October, and then there's the tour, the Rise Up tour, last week of October.
Okay,
it'll be everywhere around Alberta, so. Keep an eye out. There'll be announcements as to where and when and all of that coming up.
And hey, man, if you guys, have the ability to do so, we could always use some live music on the East Coast of Canada here in Nova Scotia.
I'd love that. Yeah,
man, if you've never been here, it's a beautiful province. Lots of beaches, lots of wilderness. Yeah, lots of.
So you're saying come in July.
Yeah, you don't want to come here in February, no. And so your newest single, Falling Off, that's from your newest EP, Amnesia?
No, it's all on its own. Amnesia was the latest EP, and Falling Off is on a single on its own.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Yes. That one came out... actually, my daughter was in a rock band years ago, and
nice.
And they actually put out this song. So actually, in a way, we sort of did do a cover here, because they put out Falling Off, and it was this 6.5 minute huge anthem and stuff like that. And but they never recorded it, never released it, and it never came out, and the band died. So I was listening to it, and I said, can I take that song, right? And she said, sure, do whatever you want with it. Nice. So we shortened it. We changed some words. We just, threw some more guitars in there. We, put the Slant Six spin on it. That's actually where this song came from. So
nice.
Yeah. So
Nice,
shout out to
man.
my daughter, Tasted there. Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. Like, it's very cool that, you have such a musical, family, like you're sharing the love of music with your daughter and she's bouncing ideas back off you. And, that's, precious. Like, you really got to, appreciate it's the little things in life, is it not?
That's right. Yeah. Well, we have a good time together, actually. Yeah. So.
Right on, man. So, well, I think we should, probably wrap this up. I know it's Saturday. I know you probably want to, get out there and do some yard work or something, or, maybe kick back and, maybe do some more writing, because the Slant Six fans out there coast to coast and worldwide are always, chomping at the bit, waiting for some new material. So, oh, absolutely, man. So, from me, I just want to say, thank you so much for doing this for us today, Sasha. I really appreciate you taking the time out to, share some of your knowledge. And I hope I didn't make you uncomfortable, especially with the Muppets.
No, that's all good. That's a good. No, I had a good time, and thank you for having me.
Right on, man. Well, maybe we'll do it again sometime.
For sure. I'd love to.
All right, perfect. Well, guys, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Keith, for stepping in and doing a great job. As I always say, could be worse. Could have been Mellow Lee. Anyways, and thank you, Sasha, as always, for joining us here today. We'll have you again, I'm sure, next time you have a single out or something like that.
Great. We'll let you know.
Yeah, the guys really seem to love it. We have a couple of big fans here, like Jennifer. I'm just trying to get her last name here because it's escaping me right now, but she Jolly I can't say that. Perchal I don't know. I totally destroyed it anyways, but she's one of your big fans as well, so and that's her right there. There you guys go. Great interview, guys.
Jolie Perchuk.
I think Mellow Lee was mad at what I said about him. And Jeremy's excited, pumped to open up for you guys in October. So that's awesome.
Definitely.
And then Jen is our super fan, very sweet lady. So there you go. Different Jen, two different Jen there. So. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys very much. If you haven't liked and subscribed yet, go ahead and do that now. Keep on sharing this with your friends, families. Let's get these guys a well-known. Sweat Off My Brow is Jennifer's favorite there. So there you guys go. All right. Any last words anybody has to say?
Well, nope. Thanks for tuning in, people.
Perfect. Yeah. We'll see you guys next time.